Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Well, the comings and goings are continuing in Downing Street. We'll keep you posted on all of that. But earlier in the day, David Cameron mocked Labour's leadership woes in his final Prime Minister's questions. And certainly while the Conservatives have moved at lightning speed, the official opposition shows no sign of solving its leadership crisis, with another challenger to Jeremy Corbyn, Owen Smith, emerging today. Our political correspondent Michael Crick reports.
Now Jeremy Corbyn has two challengers. Joining Angela Eagle, Owen Smith from Wales, ex-broadcaster, former Labour welfare spokesman, and he claims a man of the left.
I'm on the left of the Labour Party, Adrian. I share many of Jeremy's values, but I think I can talk about modernising those values. I think I can talk about Labour's future in a way in which no other candidate, including Angela, can.
Yet in an interview 10 years ago, Smith defended private capital in the health service and PFI projects and said he didn't know how he would have voted on the Iraq war. At a rally last night, this is how John McDonnell described those working against Jeremy Corbyn.
The only good thing about it, as plotters, they're useless.
Angela Eagle and her backers today pledged a clean campaign, but wouldn't say if she'd do what many Labour MPs want and let them pick between her and Smith as one single anti-Corbyn contender.
We don't want to have a debate that is disfigured by bullying, intimidation, threats, or the kind of language that John McDonnell used last night.
Well, would you be happy for MPs to choose between you and Mr. Smith as one challenger?
I'm on the ballot paper. I'm looking forward to taking that argument forward.
Why don't you answer that question? Would you be happy for MPs to choose between you?
I am on the ballot paper. I am relishing the fight.
I would certainly rather see a single unity candidate, and I think that candidate should be Angela Eagle. She had the courage to declare first. She's a woman. I think we need a woman up against Theresa May. She's got the right background, you know, Labour through and through, first generation university.
She's not tainted in the way
she's
rather tainted,
Michael,
isn't she?
Don't use the language of people like John McDonnell and call Labour MPs tainted. All Labour MPs are Labour through and through. They all have Labour values.
Angela Smith didn't vote for the Iraq war. He was not involved with the Blair and Brown government.
Owen Smith wasn't in Parliament at the time of the Iraq war.
Jeremy Corbyn secured a big victory at Labour's national executive last night, but his supporters are dismayed. The NEC then decided members who only joined this year won't get a vote unless they pay an extra £25 to become registered supporters. Ralph Pritchard only joined the party 2 weeks ago.
When I signed up, I was told I was able to vote in leadership elections, to have a say in the direction that the party went in. And it seems like over 130,000 other people like me have gone through with that and are now not able to participate in that. And I think that's really undemocratic. And I do feel cheated.
But left-wingers of today found several loopholes whereby newcomers will still be able to get a vote through other ways.
Michael Crick reporting. More news coming in from Downing Street. Just seen Justin Greening, the Development Secretary, going in for that. And that's Amber Rudd going in. That's interesting. She's been tipped for a very top job. Let's go now to there's Justin Greening. No, they're back to Amber Rudd. We've got several different people going in at the same time. Joining us now is Gary Gibbon. Gary Osborne to the back benches. Philip Hammond, now Chancellor of the Exchequer. How does that read?
Well, it was pretty much expected. I think George Osborne was seen as such a toxic figure amongst Brexiteers on the Tory benches, amongst many other Tory MPs as well. Someone who'd really built a sort of court around him, as many Tory MPs saw it, and they wanted him gone and that entire court dismantled. They would not have been happy if he was still there. And it would have been very hard for Theresa May to turn around to the party and say, everything's changed. We really have heard that there needs to be a change in government. If he was still there, along with some other familiar faces like Philip Hammond and Theresa May as well. So he's gone. Boris Johnson's in there at the moment.
But you're not gone, and we'll be back to you very soon. Thank you very much, Gary Gibbon. Back to you, Kathy.
Thanks, John. Well, joining me now to discuss Labour's leadership woes is Joanna Baxter. She was one of the 32 National Executive Committee members who voted to put Jeremy Corbyn on the ballot paper in the coming Labour leadership election. But she says she was bullied and intimidated before the vote, with her Angela Rayner, the Shadow Education Secretary. Joanna, just give me a sense of the kind of intimidation that you've suffered in the last few days and weeks.
Well, there was quite an orchestrated attempt, I think, to pressure certain members of the NEC. It was quite clear from Twitter that certain NEC members were being targeted. So I had literally thousands of emails in the space of 24 hours. And as an NEC member, I consult members on the decisions that I take on their behalf, so I have no problem with genuine members getting in touch with me at all. But these were emails which were threatening, not all of them, but many of them threatening my own position. It was quite clear that my personal contact details had been put out in an attempt to put pressure on me. Other NEC members reported the fact that a prominent journalist was texting them in the NEC meeting, telling them who to vote for, that a trade union general secretary was calling round other members of the National Executive Committee and their employers to try to get them to put pressure on those individual members of the NEC to get them to vote a particular way.
And you're clearly quite shaken by all of this.
Yeah, I've been a member of the Labour Party for 21 years. I've been active in all of that time. I'm loyal to our party. I have never criticised Jeremy Corbyn since he became our leader. I've never criticised any other Labour Party leader publicly. I've always tried to ensure that our debates within the party at every level with whoever, whichever wing of the party people support, are always respectful. But at that meeting yesterday, there were numerous colleagues in tears, senior members of the Labour Party who are not shrinking violets, who know how to deal with difficult situations, difficult votes, as we've all had to do before. And I felt that some of the actions in that meeting yesterday were completely unacceptable.
Well, Angela, you can see how upset she is. What has happened to your party?
Well, first of all, Joanna's been an amazing activist, and everything that she said there I concur with. I've voted for Joanna on many occasions because she is a stalwart activist within the Labour Party, and Joanna is no shrinking violet either, so if for her to feel that way, that's absolutely terrible, and that something needs to be done to ensure that people don't feel that way. Many people, in particular around the misogynist abuse that people have been receiving, trolling on the social media, is absolutely unacceptable, and anyone in our party that threatens any of our members should not be in our party. I'm quite clear on that. It's disgusting behaviour.
OK, so Jeremy Corbyn, has he done enough to rein in the people who are abusing you?
Jeremy has been clear consistently that he does not approve of personal attacks. So I respect that from him. But yesterday there was an incident at the NEC meeting which I have to call out, which was that there was a request made for there to be a secret ballot for all of the votes yesterday to be held by secret ballot in order to protect NEC members who had been receiving an unprecedented level of bullying, intimidation and threats in some cases. There was one colleague who was in tears who begged him to approve a secret ballot process for yesterday because she had recently had a stalker sectioned and she was fearful for her position. There were a number of other of us who were fearful for our position because people know where we live. And as an NEC member, you have to be open and engage with their members, so your personal details are out there. So there was a vote on whether or not we held our future votes in that meeting by secret ballot, and Jeremy voted against that proposal. And I would just point out that throughout today, a number of people have said that actually this is about accountability. I, as an NEC member, have always been held to account to the membership for the way that I vote, and I'm happy to do so on this issue. But that yesterday was not about accountability, it was about intimidation.
Jeremy Corbyn shouldn't have voted against the secret ballot yesterday.
Well, I wasn't at the meeting, so I can't
But should
say
you have voted
for,
against the
for how
supervote?
that is. But, you know, many MPs, we have to vote all the time, and people know that we're on the record for it. There is no place for violence, threats or abuse to anybody who holds a position of influence within our party or political structures. Joanna is a fantastic advocate for Labour, and she shouldn't come out of meetings feeling like that. That makes me really upset that people like Joanna in our party have failed the way they have, and that has to stop. But it shouldn't stop our democracy either, but they have to stop.
Thank you both very much for joining us.